Welcome back to the channel. Well, she is cold out. This is Monday, December 15th. You probably have already watched. I did another tractor talk on the R tractor. That was fun to put together. Speaking of fun to put together, my friend John Ostra sent me a package today. I'm down here in my home office doing my day job stuff, and well, actually I'm watching an online auction as well in the great state of Wisconsin. It has a bunch of Molines on there. No, I'm not really bidding on anything, but I'm watching. Just I like to go to auctions. I like to watch auctions. I like knowing what things are going for. Just I don't know, just because that's just my thing. I wish I would have had time to go to this particular auction to preview it and bring all that to you. And the one the tractor doctor had too, you know, last week or week before, whatever that was. I just, you know, I wanted to, but I just, you know, it's 8, 9, 10, you know, hours away, and it's just, you know, I didn't have time to do all that. But anyways, I want to thank John. John sent me this awesome coffee mug, which I am partaking coffee out of it. So John is a Case IH dealer in the Dewajniak, Michigan area, which is kind of the southwest corner. And if I'm getting snow here, he's getting 10 times the snow there. That's just the way it is. If it's going to snow, he's in one of the regions of Michigan. It snows. They get lake effect like crazy. So, and John also sent me some Case IH peanuts. I don't know if you can see all that. It actually says Case IH on here. Virginia, these are Virginia peanuts. I think that's cool. Made for farmers. So yeah, that's kind of neat, and they are tasty. So John, I appreciate you. Yes, he's a red fan, but there's nothing wrong with a red tractor. So Farm All was a great tractor, that's for sure. Internationals, I think, were great too. So then they went to Case IH, and you can have your opinion on those. So some people liked them, some people didn't, just like any other color. But anyways, John, I want to say thank you and Merry Christmas for this stuff here. I appreciate it. It's really good. So now let's get back to let's go wrenching on a G900. So I think in this video, which I'm recording this before I actually go out to the shop, which will be later on today. We're going to work on the rear main seal of that G900 gasoline. Okay, well, this is actually 5 days later since the last clip I recorded. I think that was the 15th. Today's the 20th. Been busy. Weather has not been cooperating as either. Today I think it's supposed to get up in the 30s. Yeah, that's fine. So that doesn't bother me any. So just got off the phone with my buddy Doug, who is doing the working on my heads and boring the blocks for the old 900 project here. So yeah, bad news. One of my heads, the exhaust, we know where the exhaust valve is cracked. So luckily he has another one there. Of course, that comes with added cost. So anyways, but I'm going to pick him up today. So he's got one there, and it's ready to go. So he called me earlier in the week and said he had the blocks all bored and, you know, mashed with the pistons and this and that. And then he had to do a little more work today. So at noon today, we're going to make the trip over there. But in the meantime, new rear main seal is here for the 900. I have other parts too that came, but I'm going to get this soaking in oil. This is the plan with that. So we'll do that while we're traveling. So we're not going to hurt anything for it to soak that long. All right. Boy, it feels really waxy. So I don't know how much it'll actually soak up oil, but it is what it is. So, and I stated in a previous video, and I'm still going to do it. I wanted, we'll get everything off the tractor that can fall off or it's in the way. I want to pull this tractor out clean this up in here a little bit. And I have a whole bunch of OSB and other stuff. I think I'm gonna, after I clean up all the floor dry and stuff, lay that down, push the tractor back in here. That way I have something cleaner to, you know, work on, or, you know, you use to, you know, do all this stuff. So yeah, all right. But yeah, excited. So hopefully by Christmas, before Christmas Day, maybe, because I have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. It's a holiday for work. So anyways, so this is what I was doing. Originally, I was gonna make the trip for Christmas Eve and go over to Doug and pick up my parts, but he's gonna have them done today, he thinks. So I'll make his Christmas a little more merrier, if you know what I mean. And I'll go get some parts. So like I said, Nicholas is gonna ride along with me. I'll take you along, but I don't know if there's gonna be anything to film. Maybe he can show us where the crack is. But like I said, that's the plan for today. Plans change, I guess. So yeah, I got an old coffee thing here. And I gotta find some oil, some good oil, new oil, I should say. And we'll dump that in there and let that soak. So yeah, we're gonna reuse my rods. I have new bearings. We're gonna use the main bearings. Like I said earlier, Doug talked me into using my main bearings, but we are gonna replace the rod bearings, which is good. So, oh, and I gotta remember which one of these I need, because Doug has another one of these that isn't all rusty. Was that the center one? Now I don't even remember. There's no way it cleaned itself up. Boop, 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 boom. One of these was all rusty and crusty, remember? I was thinking it was this one. And I didn't clean these up yet, so. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, it's this one here. Okay. All right, I'll take a picture of it. We're going to replace that one. So that way I know which one it is. So, all right, camera, picture. Okay, boom. Technology, it's great when it works. So, all right, I'm gonna grab some oil. I'll be right back. I don't know, maybe I'm wasting my time here. That's got a really waxy coat on it. So, like I say, maybe I'm just wasting my time, but that's okay. There we go. So we're gonna let that soak while we're gone. But I think before I leave, I am going to pick up my tools and get everything out of the way. And then, yeah, tomorrow I can pull if I don't have it done today yet, pull the tractor out, clean up a little bit, push it back in. So, awesome. So yeah, now we have a plan for this weekend. So, not that I didn't already have lots to do. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, well, me and my man Nicholas here, we are on our way over to Doug's there again. I was over here a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was only a week and a half. I don't know. Time sure does fly. Speaking of fly, we had a day or two of above freezing and some rain and a whole lot of wind, and we lost a lot of our snow. But anyways, yeah, we've got about 2.5 hours, and I figure, you know, this would be a good time to maybe, you know, answer some frequently asked questions, FAQs. So I'm going off the top of my head, but some of the comments I remember. Once in a while I get one on how I fill my propane tractors. Well, I guess I do have a hose and a valve, and I just do it on pressure off of my propane tank. I'm not going to show you how to do that because I do believe, you know, for liability reasons, I guess I'm not going to show you how I do that. Just in case, you know, because it is something you can screw up and, you know, have an issue. So if you do have a propane tractor and you have a good propane supplier that, you know, okay, sounds like brake dragging on that trailer. Anyways, propane supplier should be able to fill your propane tank on your tractor, no matter what kind it is, as a manufacturer. So there's one. My parts suppliers. So I have quite a few parts suppliers. Some are businesses, and some are people that have salvage tractors, or just pedal parts. They probably have, I know they have a day job and do that. So first place you can look is AGCO. AGCO is still making quite a few parts for these old tractors. Not enough, for us, but filters. There's quite a few filters. We can still get through them. Belts and seals and bearings. A lot of rod bearings, main bearings. You can still get through AGCO. They're a little bit pricey, but anyways, there's that. So your local AGCO dealer. AGCO has a really nice online ordering platform. They call it AGCO. AGCOpartsbooks.com. You can get on there and pick a local dealer that has the e-commerce accounts set up, and they'll ship stuff right to your door. Or you can pick it up at the dealer if you don't want to pay shipping, and they can order on their stock parts order, and sometimes that takes longer, depends on the size of the dealer, or how often they're ordering parts, I guess. But anyways, so I have a few, actually Nicholas, the last couple of summers worked for a local AGCO dealer. They were never a Minneapolis Moline or Oliver or even White dealer. They acquired AGCO from AGCO, that dealership. But anyways, the truck just passed us. We passed them. Welter's Farm Supply in Verona, Missouri. You can Google and get their phone number. Family-owned company. They, when you call there, you talk to somebody that either the last name was Welter's or it's in their family line. Great people to deal with. Very knowledgeable. There's like 10 of them that work there. It's like I say, it's great people to deal with. Verona, Missouri. I also buy from Mike Tessman Tractors in Texas. Mike has a lot of new old stock stuff, or he also does aftermarket stuff. He's a Brillman dealer as well. So if you need wiring harnesses or starters or anything like that, get a hold of Mike. You can Google Tessman Tractors for that. Jay Grosskreutz, I buy a lot of stuff from him too. He has a lot of aftermarket stuff, and quite a bit of inventory, and he's always at the national shows. Jay, are you on the board? I think he's president again of the MMCI, Minneapolis Moline Collectors Incorporated group. It's one of the national Minneapolis Moline collector groups that I'm a member of, and I mention that group quite often. And their winter show is coming up here in March. It's near Lake Village, Indiana. I will be there all 3 days. Actually, I will be there probably all week. I'm planning on going down the weekend before, helping Brent with whatever he needs. Brent's a good friend of mine. He's the host of this show. So I was talking to him the other day. And still sounds like there's some pretty good collections we get to tour yet. So anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic there. I also buy things from I have friends in Minnesota and a friend in Wisconsin, Mike Allers. Some of you know him. Mike and I have done business for quite some time. He's helped me out. I've helped him out. He's helped me more than I've helped him. But anyways, on parts and tractors and such. Ken Tober, he's if you're a collector, or the Moline collector group or people, you know Kenny is too. He has a lot of parts, a lot of LP stuff as well. Speaking of LP, if I need valves or hoses or whatever, I get a hold of Dean Zingray. If I can, I guess I better ask permission if these guys want me to put phone numbers on there. But email me and I get you his phone number for any of these people that you can't just Google. Anyways, there is other people. Billy Montgomery, I bought some gauges and some other stuff from him. He is in the great state of Missouri. Let's see, who else do I buy from? I don't want to forget anybody that I do buy some stuff from. Of course, there's eBay and Craigslist and Amazon to get some few things, but those are the main guys. There is other people who are suppliers, I guess, for Moline parts. Oh, geez, Clint Stom's Tractors out of Washington, Kansas. Yeah, I normally get a lot of my clutch stuff from him, and they're always at the shows too with their booth selling good parts and head gaskets, all seat cushions. That's where I get my seat cushions from majority of the time, and paint. They have they're a Sherwin-Williams dealer, or anyways, they order the paint and have it shipped right to your door. So, and but anyways, yeah, I can't believe I almost forgot them. I know there's some other ones out there too, like the Sea Havers out there in Wisconsin. I've never really dealt with them. I see them advertising quite a bit of stuff, so that's something to think about as well. But if you're thinking about getting into Minneapolis Moline, there is resources out there for parts. Just about everything you can find. Either new, used, new, old stock, or whatever. It's not super easy, and not everybody has a website, or you can't just order online. You may have to dial some numbers and talk to somebody. Yeah, stuff is available. Parts are available. Literature is available. I picked up some awesome literature again this week that I found on eBay, and some pretty cool stuff. I'll share that in a different video. But there's some Minneapolis Moline equipment in there that I never heard of. I didn't even know they made them. But I would strongly suggest you join the Minneapolis Moline Facebook groups if you're on Facebook. If you're not, join the MMCI or the Prairie Gold Rush. Get some magazines. Both of them have magazines. Seems like MMCI has a little bit more consistently getting stuff out to us. But great magazine, great articles. There's classified ads in there. There's even there's all the part sources that I mentioned. They're on there, and it's tons of pictures, tons of information. Great magazine. It's called MM Corresponder. You can buy old issues. They're on eBay all the time. Seems like somebody's selling old issues, or they were grandpa's. They're cleaning out the house, and grandpa had a whole bunch of stacks of them. So, but anyways, so that's a good one to do. So, but yeah, I was strongly suggest and if you're not into Minneapolis Moline, you like watch my channel, well, thank you. But if you're into John Deere or Allis-Chalmers or whatever flavor you enjoy, join your local chapter of that, or your local tractor collector clubs. And so I'm on here advocating for all tractors, as in trying to keep people aware of it, and keep nurturing interest to keep everything going here. There's so many people that see an old tractor and I gotta get rid of that old piece of junk, call it scrapper, or just take it to the scrapyard. I'm trying to people quit doing that, but that's a major uphill battle for sure. But other things, I had a couple of people mention about getting a cab tractor for plowing snow. the cold doesn't affect me like maybe some of you, but I don't have to, I don't feel the need for it. Once you get used to the cold, you know, sometimes if you have heat and you go back out, you feel colder, if you know what I'm saying. I don't need a cab tractor. I don't need that comfort. Anyways, you know, the cabs that were on Moline tractors were kind of a windbreak, but you know, they, you know, some of them had heaters, some didn't. You know, sometimes I'd rather just not have it. You know, you see so much better when there's not a cab on the tractor. So, I mean, if you got a cab tractor, I'm not calling you a sissy. Dad plows, you know, his driveway with a 4010 John Deere with a cab. I don't think that tractor has heat, but I don't feel the need of it, you know. And I've also had people comment about, you know, me not having a power, you know, battery operated grease gun. You know, I still got pump ones, you know, either the handle, you know, up and down, or a pistol grip. You know, I have those. You know, I really don't feel the need to spend, you know, money on a battery operated grease gun. Yes, I know they're nicer. I have operated before, but I don't feel I need to spend the money on that. There's money well spent on something else. To me, you know, if you have one, I'm not knocking you one. They are nice. If somebody sent me one, I'd probably use it. But right now, I don't feel like I'm going to buy one. But oh, nice day. I don't know. It's in the 20s right now. I think it's supposed to get up to 30 something degrees. Always got people that just don't know how to drive on an on-ramp. It's the pedal on the right, lady. But anyways, here, show them some brand new, spanking new GM vehicles come out of Flint. We just went by the Flint truck assembly. They're in Flint, Michigan. I'm on I-69. Those that are local. Well, 69 is, well, it's getting better. You know, they got some of it fixed, and some of it, I was like, how come you haven't fixed this part yet? You know, it's not that's one of my least favorite roads to travel. That and I-94. But anyways, what else do I have for frequently asked questions? But I've had a couple people send me some tractors, some links, or not, it's not links, but pictures of tractors or tractors for sale or something. I had somebody mentioned they had an M670 LP for sale, and I responded to her comment to email me, but I never heard anything back. That one intrigued my interest. I had somebody send me a info and stuff on an M5 diesel. That was kind of a project, and I'm not saying he wanted too much, but he wanted too much, wanted more for the tractor than I was willing to spend on that type of a project, or that, you know, amount of project, if you know what I'm saying. So, and it's probably a good thing I didn't buy it, because or haven't bought it yet. I haven't went down that way, but I, you know, needed the extra money for this overhaul project. But there was a 302 that sold at an auction yesterday over to Big Rapids. I thought about it, but you know, in the ad it said bad motor, and I tried calling the auctioneer and he didn't answer, because I was trying to, you know, ask, you know, what was bad about the engine. Is it locked up? Is it, you know, too much crankshaft end play, or, you know, what the problem was, you know. But I didn't get an answer, so, and I could tell from the pictures that the rims were not so good, you know, and it was kind of rough anyway, so I didn't go after that. But you know, I said before, I kind of got one tractor I'm after right now, and you know, that's after I get my other ones fixed up. So what a pain. I mean, or I shouldn't say pain, but I've got enough projects right now. I don't need really another one. I need to finish what I got. I've got the two 900s I'm working on. The 4-star was ready to paint. tractor when it's going to be done as well. So, and that's a tractor I want to keep anyways too. So I need to get that one done. The Z is in there. That one ZA that I overhauled and did all kinds of stuff too. That needs to get finished, and I've got more money into that tractor than it's worth, and really I don't have any sentimental value of that tractor. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I don't plan on keeping it, forever like some of the other ones. So M670 LP is inside there, so that's that one I need to get unstuck or get that one figured out. That's not one I really planned on getting rid of either. But, so when this 900 gets done, I'm going to bring something else in, whether it's 955, work on that. Helicopter, see that? All wrapped up. No blades on it. That's cool. Sitting at a rest area. Where was I going with that? What was I saying? You don't remember already? Oh, projects. The yellow 950 I have, that's getting diesel in the crankcase, plus doesn't run all that well. I think by time the pump, I don't have the pump timed correctly, if you know what I'm saying. I'm off a tooth or something, or a couple teeth, or I don't know. Just the way it, yeah. So I've got those two I want to get taken care of, but other than that, tractors that are on my bucket list that I want to, obtain someday. I got a Vista that's the tractor I'm after currently. I'd like to get a 1355 someday, LP or diesel. Of course, the diesel's gonna be easier to get or find, just because there's a lot more of them. 1350. I don't have a 1350 currently. There has been one there. Oh, someday I'll get an A4T. Again, I had one for quite a while. I bought it. The intentions are to fix it. The motor was set up, then I got a wild hair, and I sold it to somebody in Virginia. And then it sat at my house for 5 years. It was paid for, but it sat at my house for 5 years, and I was out of the blue. He said, "Hey, I finally got a trucker to come up there and snag that." Like, okay, no problem. So, but anyway, so it's in Virginia. I don't know if anything ever happened to that. If he was going to yank that motor out and put a Cummins in it. That was his plan. He told me. More power to him. So, M670 on LP. I'd like to find one of those sometime. Jetstar 3 on LP. I'd like to get. What else was there? Oh, UV special someday. I don't know. GBD. There's a lot of them out there. I'd love to get my hands on, but not in a big hurry. have any more, leave a comment, and I'll try to answer them. I do read majority of the comments. Most of the time, I'll put a heart on it if I like the comment or whatever. So, but anyways, yeah, we've got a little over 2 hours yet till we get to Doug's. We'll bring you back when I get there. Hopefully he has time. Maybe he can show how to pressure test a head and go from there. So anyways, all right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, well, got 2 heads there, head here, and the blocks are down there. What'd you do with my pistons? Oh, that box. We need that too. They're 30 over standard, so I will have room to rebuild it again someday if we have to, which I doubt it will ever have to do that. Oh, I see.
What I want to do is make one with O-rings for every water hole.
Oh, I see.
And then it'll seal up better.
Okay. Well, Dougie's going to test this for us. He already knows it's cracked, but 80 pounds max is what he's saying.
See the bubbles? Oh, it's actually cracked on that side. It's mainly right here.
I see.
You can see the right down in that very corner.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if they get or not, but well, that was pretty quick to find that.
Sounds right.
Right out there. Oh man. But well, that's a bummer. Well, luckily you had another one on hand.
Well, when you're looking at engines, you always figure on a 6-cylinder, 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky,
right.
And then a 4-cylinder, if you get 50-50, you buy used engines, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You get better than that's great. But
right. He was telling me off camera before I started recording that most machine shops will paint red on a problem area. Of
with cylinder head particular.
Yeah, cylinder head. Protected or a particular that that's already been tested and leaking, and a lot of times they'll mark them. So just an FYI. He was telling me sometimes on the intake side it'll start leaking right here, but if it cracks right here, this is fixable on the intake. You can fix it with grind it out and fix it with JB Weld, or if you get good enough welding cast, you can get into there here. And with JB Weld, doesn't take the doesn't handle heat very well when this is the intake side, so won't be so bad. But okay.
And these are all repairable. It just gets not to be cost effective.
Right.
After a while.
Yeah. So what would somebody have to do to fix a leak way down in there?
They would actually take this freeze plug out on the end.
Okay.
And work in from that way. They'd go in there and grind that. And what you'll find you'll see the leak is like this much.
Yep.
The crack will be running on behind the material. It's just not leaking yet.
Not yet.
So you got to get in there and find all the crack.
Oh man. Okay.
And an exhaust port, you've no choice but to cast iron weld it.
All right. Okay.
Brass won't stand
Well,
up.
I've got a guy that maybe could fix that for me, so I'm gonna see if he's interested.
Very possible.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna lose nothing but trying.
Well, that's it right there. So yeah, in his free time he can do that for me. But holy cow, that one was leaking. Cooler.
Yeah, that one was ETA.
Diesel. What was that one on?
I think it was a 670 Super.
Okay, diesel.
Set for years.
Oh yeah.
Set full of water. This was worse.
Oh really?
Yeah. I haven't even tested them yet. They're ate up from sitting with water in them.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. I can tell it's diesel right away with the energy cells.
Yeah.
So okay.
Didn't like that one. There is good. I tested it.
Yeah.
A few days ago, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's good.
Like I say, if you're running anywhere close to 75%, you're doing good.
Yeah, geez, okay. Well, I appreciate it, Doug.
Not a problem.
Okay, well, I'm back. So we left about 11:30, and it's about 7 o'clock at night. So that was a turn and burn for sure. So I'm a little bit tired. Haven't ate supper yet either, but tomorrow morning I got to haul a Oliver tractor for the neighbor kid. I think it's an 1850 gas, I think it is. It's a gasoline. It's an 1800 series, so it's either 1800 or 1850. I can't remember, but I'll take you along tomorrow and film what I can. But then when I get back, we'll start working on putting this tractor back together. So I'm excited. Got all my parts, and I do believe only thing I'm probably gonna have to pick up yet is be some coolant, and you know, I'm sure there's gonna be something else too, but it won't be running tomorrow, but it'll be running next week, Lord willing. So all right, hey, appreciate you watching. Hopefully it was interesting enough for you to, you know, watch through the whole thing. But I'll get some more videos out before Christmas. Just I know I haven't had one out for a few days, but I've been busy, sorry, and then it's been cold as well. So all right, appreciate you watching. We'll see you next one.